Hello, my beautiful people, and welcome back to my YouTube channel, and welcome if you are new. I am so happy to be here, and I am so happy that you guys are here today. Today's video is one that I have been waiting to film for literally the last week because I am so excited. I'm going to be talking to you guys about all of the books that I read in the month of July. Now, as I've talked about before, I do have a different background behind me, and that is because I moved away for the summer. And July was really the month that I was able to get my footing under me and really dive back into reading. It was also the month that I discovered my absolutely insatiable love for indie romance, and I actually just need all of the recommendations below. Like, if you have an indie romance that you're obsessed with, that you need to scream about from the rooftops, yet no one is listening, leave it down below because I need it in my life. I will keep this intro really short and sweet because I just want to jump right into the books. So without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel, and let's hop into today's video. We started off the month of July with an absolute bang, and that was the final book in the Bourbon Boys Fox Brothers series by Victoria Wilder. This is Bourbon and Proof. This is such a good romantic suspense story where, like, the suspense is kind of lower in this book in particular, but the stakes and the vibes are just immaculate. This book is between Ace and Hadley. Ace is the eldest brother, and he is the kind of morally grayest of them all, and he is in charge of making sure that the whiskey distillery is running smoothly. However, due to events in previous books that I won't get to, the town of Fiasco is struggling a little bit. Enter Hadley, who's having a little bit of a rough go of it because of previous events, and they end up entering a marriage of convenience situation that is so good. Like, these two honestly match each other perfectly. They are so stubborn and strong-willed, and they are just so, like, oh, they're just good for them. This is a bit of a darker story, so definitely read your trigger warnings. I truly loved being back with my foxes. I loved seeing the progression of the other couples in the relationship, which is honestly the best part of interconnected standalones. I also love interconnected standalones because they allow me to form a connection to the characters before they are the main characters, which makes it so much easier to hop into the story. Overall, I do not have enough wonderful things to say about the story. I rated it 4.25 stars. This whole series is just absolute magic, perfection, and so beautiful. The next book that I read was a reread, and it is no surprise to anyone that I reread A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. I will not get into anything about this book because it is the second book in a series, and there are so many things that happen in this book that I refuse to spoil for you. However, this story holds such a special place in my heart. It is my home whenever I'm just going through it, which I kind of was a little bit at the beginning of July, going through a breakup. I was like, you know what? Akamath has got me right now, and it totally did. Anytime I just need to go home to my characters, they are there for me. I reread this book. I was so happy. 5 stars. Beautiful, perfection. I love everything, and I'm not going to talk about it because I refuse to spoil it for you. The next book that I read is diving back into my indie romances, which I have just, as I said earlier, found a complete love for, and I'm having trouble finding them a little bit. So please, again, recommend any you have below or any tips you have on finding indie authors and indie romances. But I read Between the Pines by Amber Palmer. This is a cowboy romance that's blending into my wall, which I didn't realize, but it is a cowboy romance, and this story was so good. This book is between Josie and Lincoln. Now, Josie ends up catching her ex cheating on her and decides to hop in the car and drive to her family's cabin. Only she doesn't make it all the way there and stops at a bar instead, to which she then meets Mr. Bartender Lincoln, and the two share the most wonderful 5 nights together before Josie is in the wind. A year later, Josie is at her family farm, and who shows up to be the new horse trainer with her dad but Lincoln. And oh my goodness gracious, I loved this story. I felt like the story, we were just watching the characters in their lives, and just like Lincoln in this book was so amazing. Like, top book boyfriend over here. Like, he really was just wanting to treat Josie the way that she deserved to be treated but hadn't been in the past, and like, I just was obsessed. I loved it. It was spicy, it was fast. Like, this is not a slow burn. Like, this is spicy and it is fast spice, and normally I don't like that. Normally I'm like, let me get to know the characters first, let me get invested, and then we can do this. But no, it was fast, and I was like, yes, it hit. It was so good. It was everything that I wanted it to be. It was everything that I needed it to be. And I just had the most fun with these characters, this small town. I loved the sisters in this book too. I will get into that a little bit later, but it was such an addicting story. And I truly loved Lincoln so much because of how much he cared for Josie, how patient he was with her, letting her figure out her life and what the heck and bop she was doing, but also being there to treat her the way that she should be treated. And it was so good. I then read the next book in the Interconnected Standalone series, Through the Dust, and this story didn't work as well for me. Between the Pines was a 4.5 for me, and Through the Dust was a 3-star for me. This book follows Lennox and Bishop. Lennox is the youngest sister, and she is a barrel racer. And then we have Bishop, who is the ranch foreman and runs the ranch with her father. He is also a little bit older, and the two have an almost night together and then completely do not talk about it for the next 4 months, and then find themselves in a situation that they are like, I don't know if I can go on like this. Something needs to give. And here's my thing. I enjoyed the story. Overall, I loved Lennox as a character. It was so fun to read about her because I loved her in the previous book. However, my issue did come with Bishop because he is like 40 and she's 26, yet she had more emotional maturity than he did. He was writing a pro-con list at 40 years old, whether he wanted to be with her or not. And to me, I just couldn't. I couldn't. I was like, dude, okay, I understand that there is some pressures here because you don't want to lose your job. You don't want to lose your family because this is all you have. However, a pro-con list is a little much for me. And so that's where this story kind of lost me. And that's why I got 3 stars. I loved Lennox, but I just couldn't with Bishop at times. Before we hop back into my next indie romances, I did get an advanced listener copy of Allie Carter's new book, The Blonde Who Came In From the Cold. And so thank you so much to NetGalley and the publisher for gifting me a copy of this in exchange for an honest review. I ended up giving this story 3 stars because I felt like there were some really cool missions that our characters went on to, but ultimately it was a little bit confusing and didn't quite click for me. This story is told in a dual timeline from when our 2 characters start in spy school to present day when things have gone awry. Our MMC has left the spy business and our FMC is coming out of deep cover with some information. And the story got a bit confusing because the locations that our characters visit in the past also are the locations that our characters visit in the present. And so it was hard to tell sometimes whether we were in the past or the present because the location was the same and the budding feeling emotions that our characters were feeling were this pretty much the same. Like it didn't have a lot of differentiation in what our characters' thoughts were. Like they didn't like each other. It was like rivals or enemies to lovers. And I also struggled with this story because our FMC had a twin sister and she harbored a lot of guilt. I just didn't think that as a reader we got enough detail about that because I wasn't able to form any kind of attachment or like even relate to or even understand Zoe's guilt and like why she got so frustrated when someone would bring it up or like how she was harboring this because I felt like this the same like 3 sentences were like repeated. But that was just me personally. So while I enjoy a good spy book, I love a good spy rom-com, this one just missed the mark for me a little bit. I don't know if you guys can hear, but a summer rainstorm just started and I absolutely love them. They've been so common here where like half the sky the sun is out, half the sky is like dark torrential like thundercloud and there's like a light mist coming down and it is just so pretty to look out the window. So if you can hear the rain, I guess enjoy, but also sorry if that affects the sound. I'm not sure if you can hear it. Like it's so light, but it's so magical. The next 2 books that I have to talk to you guys about are the books that I am most excited to talk to you about. Not that I wasn't excited for Bourbon and Proof, and not that I wasn't excited for Between the Pines, but these 2 books have not been able to let me out of their chokehold, allow me to live, allow me to breathe, allow me to just do anything that brings me happiness. So the first book is A Love Most Fatal. This book is the first book in the Morelli family series by Kath Richard, and if you have not picked up this book, I don't know what you're doing in your life because the second book is even better than this book, and this book 4 stars for me. Like this book was so good. So if you've ever wanted a mafia romance where she's the boss and he is the nerdy math teacher that she accidentally gets in trouble and is forced to move into her like mafia house with her adorable family, like the best, most flushed out, beautiful family that you are so attached to, then this is exactly the book you need. We have Vanessa, who is the mafia boss, and her family that consists mainly of her cousin Leo, who has grown up with them, and also her sister Mary. We then have our male main character who is so soft, so cinnamon roll, and so down bad. Like so down bad. Like this man is over here having thoughts about how he could take care of her and make her life easy and his dreams and aspirations like in like the 3rd chapter. And you're like, okay, dude, like you need to calm down a little bit, but also I love you because you're just the cutest thing in the entire world. This book was so fun to watch. And I say watch because honestly, the story played a movie in my head. Like I was in it, I was absorbed, and I was just obsessed. It was really fun to watch Nate really blend into this family. He still kept his originalness. He still kept his goofiness, his curls, and his like little nerdy demeanor, but he also kind of had like the girlfriend transformation. Like, you know, you see those videos on TikToks where the guy is like super goofy and has no style, and then all of a sudden he's still goofy and he's still adorable, but then he has some style. And that's kind of what happened here. Nate really blended perfectly into Vanessa's life without compromising too many of his morals or his like foundational morals in a sense. You understand what I'm saying if you read the book. But honestly, I was obsessed with this story. I was obsessed with just their dynamic and how Nate was constantly her soft place to land. In a world where she is powerful and is constantly perceived, especially because she is a female mafia boss, he is her safe place to land. She can let her guard down with him. And honestly, the little moments between these 2 characters is really where their relationship was built. We also get a bit of a plot line with Vanessa as someone is stealing from her family and breaking into shipments. And so they're trying to track that person down as well. Is that a little bit predictable? Yes. However, I still loved it and I still was here for it. And also the covers are stunning. And also I'm just so down bad for this book. Like, I can't. Ultimately, there were a few things that I wish that were a little bit more fleshed out. And also, there was one moment towards the end. There is other man drama in this book because Nate, whilst living in her house and under her protection, is also trying to help Vanessa find a husband. I've told this in like the most random out of order thing because I actually cannot contain myself with this book series. But there was one thing that happened with Vanessa and another character that I was like, they didn't need to go as far as it did. But overall, a fantastic debut, like an absolutely incredible debut novel that was absolutely stunning. So like any crazy book influencer person, when you find a book that you love, you immediately go and follow the author. And sometimes that leads you to a point of finding out that one of the amazing books you just read actually has a sequel that has already been written and is actually open for ARC applications. So then, like any normal person, you sign up for the advanced reader copy of this book. And sometimes, just sometimes, the heavens open up for you. The book gods are on your side and you get an advanced reader copy. And so I read A Love Most Brutal, the second book in the Morelli family series. And this book, I do not have words. It was a 5-star read for me, and don't even start crying. I actually can't. I actually cannot, because this book is ruining my life. I can't read right now. I can't read a single story because nothing is them. Nothing is them. And I can't do it. So this book follows Mary and Maxim, who we're introduced to at the end of A Love Most Fatal. And their dynamic is so perfect because it is not perfect. It is messy. It is beautiful. And I can't. So Mary is the enforcer for the mafia. So she does kind of the less glamorous jobs of the mafia and helps her family. And Maxim is part of the Bratva, the Russian mafia. He is the leader, and he has recently taken power over from his father, who has passed away. His father was super, super cruel and a very bad person, and Maxim is not going to lead like that. However, he has a lot of pressures going on, and he needs an heir to keep his people out of the hands of his like evil cousin, basically. Mary and Maxim end up in a marriage of convenience situation. I can't even tell you the chokehold that this book had me in, and I don't even know how to do that. Like, Mary is such a flawed but strong character, and she is not perfect, but she is trying so hard because she loves her family so strongly, to the point that it's almost debilitating for her because she doesn't feel like she can protect her family from the enemies that are circling them. And Maxim is so damn bad for her. Like, Kath Richards knows how to write men who are just ferally in love and so soft and so down bad for their women. And Maxim and Mary's story is not perfect. They both mess up, and then they both talk it out, and they both Mary can be a little mad and harder to talk it out, but Maxim is always there when she is ready. And I can't. Like, I can't. And the feeling of Mary being terrified of change is so real. There are so many things in the story that are absolutely the most beautiful thing in the entire world. And there are so many little moments, and there are so many just things. Like, my Kindle is tired because I have actually highlighted 17 million things in this book, like paragraphs at a time. And the thing that's so beautiful about this story too is Maxim is just the perfect man. Like, actually perfection. Like, even though he's not, he is flawed. He is there for her, and he is like, you can have those emotions, but I'm gonna love you if I want to love you. And I can't. I can't. Anyway, this book releases on September 4th, and you have enough time to read the first book in this series and fall in love with everyone, and then fall even more heavily, hardly in love with the story, because honestly, a 5-star read. Like, I can't. I have goosebumps talking about it. I have tears in my eyes. I'm an emotional mess because I love them so. And I don't know what it was, but this book just came to me at the perfect time. And so thank you so much, Kath Richards, for a copy of this book in exchange for an honest review. You truly outdid yourself. This story is magical. I need to get myself together because I'm actually a mess, but the story was perfection. Mary and Maxim have the most special place in my heart, and I can't function. Alright, everyone, I have collected myself just slightly, but like not well enough. However, A Love Most Brutal is truly just chef's kiss. It is so good, and I hope you guys get a chance to read it on September 4th. That is all of the books that I have to talk to you guys right now. It is currently July 27th, and I don't think I'm going to finish another book by the end of July because honestly, I can't read anything. Like, A Love Most Brutal has ruined my life because I can't read a damn thing. I literally try, and the smallest thing that objectively is nothing wrong with it, I'm like, I hate it, put it down, leave me alone. Like, my Kindle is over me. My Kindle says, stop, pick a book, stop switching it, and I can't do it. I just can't. Anyway, I hope that you guys have the most wonderful month of August because I'm so excited for August. The sun is coming out, the rainstorm has stopped, and I'm just excited to see what this month brings. It is also my last month here before I move home, so I'm just excited to soak up all of the good things. I love you guys so, so much. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I hope you have the most beautiful month of August. I hope you enjoy your last months of summer, and I'll talk to you guys in the next one. Bye, everybody.